What is a delegate in C#? A delegate in C# is a type that represents references to methods with a particular parameter list and return type. They are very similar to function pointers that we find in C or C++, but they are object-oriented and type-safe. When you instantiate a delegate, you can associate its instance with any method that matches the delegate return type and signature. In C#, the delegates are primarily used for event handling, callback methods, link and lambda expressions, and in asynchronous programming. And now I'm going to show some relevant code that demonstrates the usage of delegates in C#. I have created a basic example which demonstrates the use of delegates in event handling. In this example, we have a clock class which raises an event every time it ticks. We will subscribe to this event using a delegate and handle the event in the program class. And when we run the program, there will be a message clock ticked, which is printed every second. This message comes from the event handler, which is subscribed to the tick event of the clock class. Now let's break down the code. On this line here, we declare a delegate which is called tick handler. And this delegate has a signature that takes in two parameters. The object sender, which is the source of the event. In this context, this is the class instance which raises the event. And then we have the event arguments. This provides additional event data. In our example, we are just using the base event args, which doesn't provide any additional information. Then we have the event declaration. Here we declare an event named tick event of the delegate type tick handler. An event in C# is a mechanism that allows a class to provide notifications to clients of that class when some interesting thing happens to an object. The most common use for events is in graphical user interfaces. Typically, the classes that represent controls in the interface have events that are notified when the user does something to the control, for example, clicking a button. And the clock class has a method which is called run. The method simulates the ticking of the clock, and every second, every 1000 milliseconds, it invokes the onTick method to raise the tick event. And finally, we have the onTick method, which is not the actual event. Instead, it's a convention in C# which provides a protected method that raises the event. The onTick method checks if there are any subscribers to the tick event. On this line here, we check if tick event is not null, and if we have subscribers to the tick event, it actually raises the event. Now let's take a look at the program class. Inside our main method, we create an instance of the clock class, and this instance, which is called clock, is used to demonstrate our ticking clock and raising the tick events. On this line here, we are subscribing the handle tick method to the tick event of the clock object. This operator here is used to add an event handler to an event. When the tick event in the clock class is raised, which is when the clock actually ticks, the handle tick method will be invoked automatically. And on line 12, we are calling the run method of the clock object, which starts the infinite loop to simulate the ticking of the clock. And here we have the handle tick, which is actually our event handler. Whenever the tick event is raised by the clock class, this method handle tick is called. The method signature matches the delegate tick handler. This is our delegate. You can see the signature. Our method handle tick matches the delegate signature. And inside the method, we simply write to the console in order to demonstrate how the program works. Now let's run it and see the result. You can see every second we write to the console clock ticked. And just to summarize, delegates in C# act as function pointers. They allow methods to be passed as parameters returned from functions or stored In data structures, the delegates are defined with a specific signature and can reference any method that matches that signature, and once assigned, they can be invoked just like normal methods. They are commonly used for callbacks, link queries, and defining events. And that was another quick tutorial which tried to explain the usage of delegates in C#. I hope you like it, and thank you for watching.